Yeah, Papua New Guinea is sure a warning against tribalism. No sense of national unity there. We should all be in this together, make sacrifice. None of that. Since the end of the colonial period, it's been a basket case. And now this, riots, arson, shooting, murders after police and other public servants found themselves underpaid thanks to a computer glitch. Police downed tools, which meant mass looting of shops and warehouses, including Chinese-owned ones. At least 2 Chinese were injured, which had Chinese diplomats, in fact, lodging a formal protest with the PNG government. Joining me from the capital, Port Moresby, is Sky News presenter Cheng Lei. I mean, lovely to have you with us, Cheng Lei, but I'm not sure why you decided to go holiday in PNG and now this. How serious is it?
Well, great to be on your show, Andrew. I do try to stay away from trouble these days, but it just so happens that my partner, Nick, is trying to start up a business here. And in fact, he's quite, hopeful of the changes taking place that will take this country onwards and upwards. But the events of the past 2 days, has got to put a question mark on a foreign investor. And how serious is this? More than the riots themselves, which are said to have cost an estimated, $1 billion in damages, not to mention the casualties, the human suffering, and also the taint on the national image. But more than that, it's what it says about the extent of social dysfunction and public discontent, and also the divide between the politicians and the average people who are just fed up and, or some, as people tell me, are greedy and aspirational. Yes, there is, subsistence living in PNG. People can always go back to the villages, but they do see in the cities what a small number of people have. And that drives them to, acts of such violence and greed. And it's a multi-layered problem. And it still remains to be seen how big this will escalate and, what political fallout it will have. Because what I'm hearing from the business community is that the government has been so preoccupied with politicking, with the vote of no confidence coming up very soon, that they'd forgotten about the forewarning that, there will be new taxes, higher taxes, and therefore civil servants will be feeling disgruntled. So it's, as you say, it is quite crazy here.
Yeah, more than a dozen deaths as well. I mean, it's so shocking. And then, when they get those rumours and suddenly the docked in pay, bang, we're told it was an accident. Probably it was, but I don't know. There was a really interesting dimension here that you've had China trying to get close to Papua New Guinea, which has raised security concerns for us, of course. But, there's this latent anti-Chinese element in some parts of Melanesia. And China has now told the PNG government to take immediate steps to ensure the safety of Chinese nationals and businesses and severely punish those responsible for some of the looting we've seen of Chinese shops. What does this tell you?
Of course.
Where is this going?
Well, at the same time that China is trying to win over and increase its influence in the Pacific, it's also, this is, I guess, part of the typical propaganda that's aimed at assuring Chinese people that, it is a more powerful and influential country, that it has leverage, with lots of countries, and where possible, it will do all it can to protect its citizens. Whether that is, actually real is another matter. But it's certainly part of a lot of the this is all part of the patriotism push that China has been putting in place the past decade, to play up the image that China can, China will, China is powerful, especially where smaller and less influential countries are concerned. So yes, it will lodge those formal complaints, and the same lines will be trotted out. In this case, it's 2 minor injuries, and I think most Chinese investors who come here do not come in, without expectations that there will be frustrations, there will be sometimes violence, there will be things out of the ordinary. That being said, what has happened is really tragic. And, I've just gotten off the phone with Cheng Lei, who heads up the PNG Manufacturers Council, and his word was heartbroken. He's heartbroken. He considers PNG his home, and the fact that these things have been allowed to happen while a government is yet to coordinate a response. And, he's very, very exasperated that he's now having to talk to some ex-Fiji official consultant, and instead of talking to the government about what to do next. I mean, he heads up the business council. Everyone is so
this is becoming a common story. Don't forget, the riots in Solomon Islands. The Solomon Islands, almost next door. Chinese businesses burnt down. China made a security agreement with the Solomon Islands government, which is on the take from Chinese money, to send over Chinese soldiers to help protect Chinese businesses, infiltrating in that way, or Chinese guards or police, whatever they want to be called. And I suspect the same sort of thing might happen here. Cheng Lei, keep safe. Thank you so much indeed for your time. I really appreciate it. What an asset you are to Sky News. Thank you.